In a dusty square, under a sky unmarred by want, Diogenes stood by a well. His life was pared to bone, a tattered cloak, a staff, a single clay cup. He believed he had vanquished need and carved his existence down to the marrow of necessity. With its clamor for wealth and status, the world held no sway over him. Or so he thought. Then a boy approached, barefoot, unburdened. He knelt, cupped his hands, and drank from the well's clear water. No tool, no vessel, just the simplicity of skin and thirst. Diogenes stared at his cup, suddenly heavy with its redundancy. At that moment, it was not a tool but a chain, a last thread of vanity masquerading as needed. He hurled it to the ground, shattering it against the stones. The sound was not lost, it was liberty. This was the moment when Diogenes' understanding of freedom shifted, when he realized that true freedom lies in needing less. This was no act of despair, but of clarity. The cynic Diogenes lived a truth the Stoics would echo: the less you require, the freer you become. To need a cup when hands suffice is to be tethered, however lightly, to the external. The Stoics taught that proper security lies not in possessions, but in the soul's sovereignty. Epictetus warned that anything you cling to, be it gold or clay, can be taken, and with it, your peace. Diogenes' broken cup was a rejection of that risk. He saw a lesson in the boy's hands: even his austere life held one comfort too many. By letting it go, he stepped closer to invincibility, not through force but reduction. His was a life unencumbered, a garden where want could not take root. The Stoic knows that to live is to live boldly, answerable only to the self and the truth. The boy's act was no grand philosophy, yet it shifted Diogenes' world. It revealed that freedom is not a destination, but a practice, refined in the quiet moments when you see what you can shed. The cup was not a sin, it was a signal, a reminder that even the sparest life can hide attachments. Diogenes' choice to break it was not about suffering but sovereignty. He didn't renounce for renunciation, but to align with what was real. The Stoics would nod: happiness tied to things is fragile, happiness tied to virtue is unshakable. In shattering his cup, Diogenes declared his independence from objects and the world's insistence that more is better. He found richness in less, power in needing nothing beyond the sun's warmth and his own resolve. His act was not a destruction, but a revelation, a moment of profound clarity that illuminated the path to true freedom. Years later, Alexander the Great, conqueror of empires, stood before Diogenes, who lay sunbathing on the earth. The king's shadow fell across him, a man who owned continents, offering a man who owned nothing. "I will give you anything," Alexander said, his voice heavy with the weight of power. Diogenes did not rise, did not bow, did not even blink. "Then stop blocking the sun," he replied. It was not insolence, but truth, spoken with the calm of a man who lacked for nothing. Alexander, who could grant cities, was met by a man who wanted only light. This moment of contrast between Alexander's offer of wealth and Diogenes' rejection is a powerful illustration of the difference between material wealth and inner contentment, and it underscores the theme of simplicity and freedom. This was Diogenes' triumph, not over a king, but over desire itself. He did not need wealth, no craving for favor, no fear of power. The Stoics would see a mirror of their creed in him: the one who wants less cannot be ruled. Seneca wrote that true wealth is contentment with little, and Diogenes lived it. Alexander's court was full of men who knelt, who flattered, who bent for scraps of his favor. Their wants made them vulnerable, their ambitions made them slaves. But Diogenes, with nothing to gain or lose, was untouchable. His powerlessness was his power, a fortress built not of stone but of indifference to all that was not essential. He didn't need Alexander's gifts because he already had everything: the sun, the earth, and his unbroken spirit. His rejection of Alexander's offer was not a display of arrogance, but a serene acceptance of his own sufficiency. The encounter was a study in contrast. Alexander, chained to conquest, stood before a man chained to nothing. Diogenes' reply was not a taunt, it was a revelation. He showed that true freedom is not found in having, but in not needing. The Stoics taught that external things, riches, titles, even empires, are indifferent, only virtue matters. Sunbathing in his simplicity, Diogenes was richer than the king who offered him the world. His life was a garden of clarity, where the noise of ambition could not grow. He didn't reject Alexander's offer to scorn it, he rejected it because it held no value. In that moment, the man who ruled half the earth was smaller than the man who ruled himself, proving that the greatest conquest is the conquest of want. Rather than a harsh asceticism, what Diogenes models is a practiced ease, a commitment to clarity, self-sufficiency, and inner contentment that echoes the wisdom of the garden and the porch alike. From this spirit, we can gather 12 principles, not rules, but gentle invitations to live with serenity under the open sky, to find peace in needing less and being whole in one's own company. Principle 1. Possess nothing that possesses you. Diogenes broke his cup, seeing it as a chain. Epictetus was taught to hold things lightly, like a bird, and be ready to release. A cloak, a coin, a title, fine, but only if you can walk away without grief. Alexander offered everything. Diogenes needed nothing. Your peace shouldn't hinge on what can be taken. Keep your heart untethered, your soul free. Let go before you're forced to. True wealth is owning only what you carry within, unshaken by loss or gain. Principle 2. Strip down to strength. The boy's hands showed Diogenes he could do with less. Simplicity isn't denial, it's clarity. Shed what's extra, and you'll find your core, what no storm can shake. The Stoics paired life to virtue, Diogenes paired it to breath and sun. Don't starve yourself, strengthen yourself. Let go of clutter, not to suffer, but to stand taller. In needing less, you become more. Your essence is your fortress, built not by adding, but by clearing away. Principle 3. Comfort is a poor teacher. Diogenes slept on the ground, not to punish, but to prepare. Comfort softens, hardship sharpens. The Stoics embraced cold, hunger, and simplicity to stay ready. Alexander's riches couldn't sway Diogenes, he was honed by less. Choose the hard path sometimes, a cold walk, a plain meal. It's not pain, it's practice. Teach your soul to thrive without luxury, so when life strips you bare, you're still whole, still steady. Principle 4. Hunger reveals what's real. Diogenes drank with his hands, needing no cup. The Stoics fasted to know what sustains. Go without, and the fog lifts. You see what's vital, water, breath, resolve, not the indulgences you mistook for needs. Alexander's gifts were noise, Diogenes' clarity was truth. Strip away the extra, and what's left is enough. In body or spirit, hunger shows you the difference between want and need. Embrace it, and live lighter. Principle 5. Every excess is a tether. Diogenes saw his cup as one thing too many. More status, more stuff, each feels like freedom, but binds you. The Stoics cut desires before they became chains. Alexander's court craved his favor, Diogenes craved nothing. Every extra want is a rope around your neck. Shed it. Keep what serves, not what enslaves. Simplicity isn't loss, liberation, a life unweighed by what you don't need. Principle 6. Freedom is found in needing less. Diogenes, sunbathing, asked only for light. The Stoics saw wealth in contentment, not closets. A whole life isn't a full house, it's a free heart. Alexander's empire was a burden. Diogenes' bare earth was peace. Need less, and no one owns you. Let go of crowded days and heavy wants. Find joy in what's here, sun, air, your thoughts. That's the garden where freedom grows. Principle 7. Own your solitude. Diogenes needed no crowd, no court. The Stoics found wholeness alone. Alexander's power came from others, Diogenes' came from within. Be at ease in your own company, unswayed by loneliness. Solitude isn't empty, it's full, if you're complete. Practice being alone, not to hide, but to know yourself. When you need no one's nod, you're free. The sun's enough, and so are you. Principle 8. Decline the throne. Diogenes told Alexander to move, fame held no pull. The Stoics shunned applause, knowing it's a leash. Titles, crowds, Power, they tempt, but they trap. Say no to the crown, not with scorn, but with calm. Diogenes didn't need a throne, he had the earth. Choose peace over prestige. Obscurity with clarity beats influence with strings. Live free, not fettered by others' praise. Principle 9. Speak plainly, live plainly. Stop blocking the sun, Diogenes said, no flourish needed. The Stoics spoke the truth, not decoration. Let your words, like your life, be clear, direct. Alexander's court spun flattery, Diogenes cut through. Don't dress your thoughts in excess, say what's real. Live as you speak, simple, honest, unburdened. Clarity's your strength, in voice and in being. Strip away the extra, and truth shines. Principle 10. Laugh at status. Diogenes saw Alexander's crown and didn't blink. The Stoics mocked titles, gold chains are still chains. Rank, wealth, show, they're costumes, not truth. Diogenes lay in the sun, richer than a king. Chuckle at the pomp, the posturing. Virtue's what lasts, not badges. Don't bow to status, bow to what's good. Your worth's in your actions, not the world's applause. Principle 11. Train to want what you already have. Diogenes wanted only the sun, not Alexander's gifts. The Stoics practiced gratitude, not craving. Desire for more breeds misery, contentment breeds peace. Look at what's yours, breath, light, a quiet moment, and say, this is enough. Train your heart to rest here, not chase there. The boy's hands were plenty, so is what you hold. Joy's not in getting, it's in seeing what's already yours. Principle 12. Let the sun be your throne. Diogenes lay under it, needing nothing more. The Stoics found peace in what's given, sky, earth, reason. Alexander's empire was a shadow, Diogenes's light was a kingdom. Make your throne the simple, the true. Sun, air, your clear mind, these are enough. Live answerable to virtue, not kings. Be free, not by having, but by being. That's the palace no one can take.